Alright, hello everybody. I'm not, this is gonna be an introduction to health, or what I believe we should focus on health. Um, but I'm gonna begin with a few, what I believe we have like a misconception of tobacco. Um, for instance, well, hold on, before I go into anything. The following research is my opinion. Choose to believe what you want. Okay. Um, so, I'm gonna go over some stuff with you. This is just gonna be like an introduction. The whole thing isn't gonna focus on tobacco, but I'm gonna begin with tobacco. Um, and I'm beginning with tobacco because mostly everybody believes that tobacco is bad. But while there may be evidence, that evidence may be biased because the evidence sounds like they're trying to morally produce a result so that they can achieve a certain goal that they want to achieve. Um, like there are studies that show that nicotine prevented COVID. Now, I'm all for tobacco. I'm a smoker. And I haven't ever found enough evidence to basically say that smoking causes cancer. And the now remember, this is just my opinion, and you can choose what you want to believe. Um, but they won't do the study because they deem it unethical. But I don't see how they know it's unethical when they haven't shown that smoking causes cancer. And they also do unethical studies all the time. Just look it up. Um, or maybe someday I will. Like I said, this is an introduction. I'm just going to read a few things. That the next videos will go more into, we'll look at books and other evidence but okay, so in this I'm going to show evidence of that they got things wrong in studies, and then I'm going to show something that might surprise you about tobacco, the actual good benefits of tobacco. Alright, so let's get into this. Alright, so um, I got the link there. I probably won't post any links in the description. I'm just going over stuff with you um, right now. But on the next time, I'll probably put links and stuff like that. Like I said, this is just an introduction. I'm not going like deep. I'm just showing stuff that I'm eventually going to go into a little bit more. And so we're just going to do an overview. Okay, kind of like an outline. Okay, so to me, I think they want you to believe that smoking is bad. Um, um, it's interesting to note that lung cancer is rare in rural areas but more common in towns. Cancers are more prevalent along routes of motorways, and the incidence of lung cancer has doubled in non-smokers over past decades. And that there was less lung cancer when we as a nation smoked more. So do you still believe in authority over knowledge? Okay. Um, so now, looking at this one, we got one recent study showed that people with a diet high in the glycemic index foods, such as bread, pastas, and rice, were almost 50% more likely to develop lung cancer. Is this could keto help reduce lung cancer? Within these results, non-smokers were found to be twice as likely to develop the cancer when compared with smokers. And this is another thing where I believe food and sugar is causing cancer because it's feeding parasites. Okay, let's go to the next one. So here we go. Okay. Now, I know doctors have, put smoking down as a death, even though it's not like listed as something that they, I would say, naturally do. Most of it's linked to research where they say it's associated with the death. Okay? So, but no ingredient of smoke has ever been shown to cause human lung cancer. This is true. Okay? No one has been able to produce lung cancer in laboratory animals from smoking. Okay? These come from professors, alright? The belief that smoking is the cause of cancer is no longer widely held by scientists. Smoking is no longer seen as the cause of heart disease, except by a few zealots. And see, the zealots are the ones that you hear the most from. The natural experiment, referring to the rise in lung cancer when people were unable to smoke, shows conclusively that the hypothesis must be abandoned. And then right here, however, what Dole and Hill failed to publicly mention was that their result actually showed that smokers who inhaled the smoke were at a significantly decreased risk compared to smokers who didn't inhale. Kind of weird, right? So smoking does not cause cancer and might be good for you. Okay. And here's the last one I'm going to go over with. In one study, they couldn't even cause lung cancer in mice after exposing them to cigarette smoke for a long time. That's weird, right? So why is tobacco the enemy? Does anyone ever think about that or question things like that? Well, I'm gonna fucking question it. And yes, I have a PhD. So let's go into something more interesting. Alright. Oops. Alright, so. Okay, for one, they have been somewhat observed, but let's go into this. So. Tobacco is antiviral, antiparasitic, anti-inflammatory, and antifungal, okay? And it goes through some of this. See, right here with the SARS-2. I didn't get COVID. I haven't ever had the flu. See? Anti-parasitic, anti-inflammatory, and antifungal. Mostly to do with nicotine. And also think about this. Nicotine is also in plants, it's also in vegetables and fruits. Maybe at low doses. But you don't have to be 21 to buy those. But they also blame nicotine for the cause of cancer. but yet it's been continuously said that nicotine doesn't cause cancer. And so there's mixed results here. And another thing that I find interesting is that, like, to buy non-alcoholic beer, you gotta be 21 still because there's 0.5% alcohol. But even though vegetables and fruits have nicotine in them, you don't have to be 21 to buy that. Because apparently it's in low doses. Well, so is non-alcoholic beer. I mean, you're even calling it non-alcoholic for a specific reason. So, I mean, if nicotine was such a bad thing, you'd think you'd have to be 21 to buy fruits and vegetables. So, especially if nicotine causes cancer, you know? But at that, like I said, this is a short video. This is just an introduction. So this is gonna be like my health series. It'll be a long series, and it may not be in the routine as everything else, because some of these things are gonna take me a little while to get the data. But other than that, it's time to let you go. So I will see you next week with another Bible Unveiled, Part 13. Ooh. And this has been an Authority Over Knowledge production. For you shall believe everything that science says. Don't question it. Because they are the authority. And I'm just here mocking it. Anyway.